Bimini Road, underwater ruins in the Bahamas. Beneath the crystal clear, turquoise waters of the Bahamas, where sunlight dances on the sandy seabed and schools of colorful fish weave through coral reefs, lies one of the most perplexing and debated underwater mysteries of the modern world, the Bimini Road. Stretching for nearly half a mile off the western coast of North Bimini Island, this formation of limestone blocks, arranged in a seemingly intentional, linear pattern, has sparked decades of controversy, speculation, and scientific inquiry. Is it a natural geological formation, shaped by millions of years of ocean currents and erosion? Or is it the remains of an ancient man-made structure, a road, pier, or ceremonial pathway built by a forgotten civilization that once thrived in the Bahamas? For over 70 years, researchers, archaeologists, geologists, and enthusiasts have debated these questions, with no definitive answer in sight. The Bimini Road, also known as the Bimini Wall, or the Underwater Road of Bimini, has become more than just an underwater curiosity. It has become a symbol of the mysteries that lie beneath our oceans, a reminder that much of our planet's past remains undiscovered and unexplained. To understand the allure of the Bimini Road, we must delve into its history, its physical characteristics, the competing theories about its origin, and the ongoing research that seeks to unlock its secrets. From its accidental discovery in the 1950s to the latest scientific expeditions using advanced technology, the story of the Bimini Road is a tale of curiosity, controversy, and the human drive to uncover the truths of our ancient past. The story of the Bimini Road begins in the early 1950s, a time when the Bahamas were still a relatively remote and understudied region of the Caribbean. In 1958, a team of American divers, led by archaeologist and author Dr. J. Manson Valentine, set out to explore the waters off North Bimini Island. Valentine, who was known for his work on ancient Caribbean civilizations, had heard rumors of unusual stone formations beneath the waves, but nothing could have prepared him for what he and his team would discover. Approximately half a mile off the coast, in water ranging from 10 to 20 feet deep, they found a series of large, flat limestone blocks, neatly arranged in a straight line. The blocks, which varied in size from 2 to 10 feet in length, were placed end to end, creating a pathway that stretched for nearly 1,800 feet, 550 meters, across the seabed. What struck Valentine and his team as particularly unusual was the regularity of the arrangement. The blocks were spaced evenly, with many of them fitting together like pieces of a puzzle, suggesting a level of intentionality that seemed inconsistent with natural formation. Adding to the mystery was the fact that the blocks were made of limestone, a rock that is abundant in the Bahamas. But the way they were shaped and arranged appeared to be the work of human hands. Valentine's discovery quickly made headlines, capturing the imagination of the public and sparking a debate that would continue for decades. Had they found evidence of an ancient civilization in the Bahamas, one that had the technology and organization to build underwater structures before delving into the competing theories about the Bimini Road's origin. It is important to understand the physical characteristics of the formation, as these details are central to the debate. The Bimini Road is located in the Great Bahama Bank, a large, shallow marine platform that covers much of the Bahamas archipelago. The Great Bahama Bank is composed primarily of limestone, a sedimentary rock formed from the remains of ancient coral reefs and marine organisms that lived millions of years ago. The region is known for its clear waters, low wave action, and relatively stable marine environment, which has helped preserve the Bimini Road over time. The formation itself consists of two main sections: a northern section that runs roughly east-west for about 1,000 feet, and a southern section that branches off at a slight angle, extending for another 800 feet. The blocks that make up the road are predominantly flat, with relatively smooth surfaces, and many of them have straight edges and right angles, features that proponents of the man-made theory argue are unlikely to form naturally. The blocks are also arranged in a way that creates a consistent width of about 10 to 12 feet, further fueling speculation that this was a purpose-built structure. Additionally, some divers and researchers have reported finding smaller stones placed between the larger blocks, which they believe were used as fill or to stabilize the structure. Though this claim has been disputed by geologists who argue that these smaller stones are simply debris from natural erosion. Another key physical feature of the Bimini Road is the presence of what appear to be joints or seams between the blocks. Proponents of the man-made theory argue that these joints are evidence of intentional construction, as they suggest that the blocks were cut and fitted together with precision. However, geologists have countered that these joints are actually natural fractures in the limestone, formed by tectonic activity or weathering over millions of years. To complicate matters further, some sections of the Bimini Road appear to be broken or displaced, with blocks shifted out of their original positions. Proponents of the man-made theory argue that this displacement is the result of natural disasters, such as earthquakes or tsunamis, which destroyed the structure over time. Geologists, on the other hand, argue that this displacement is simply the result of natural erosion and the movement of sediment on the seabed. One of the most contentious aspects of the Bimini Road's physical characteristics is the presence of tool marks on some of the blocks. Some researchers have claimed to find evidence of chiseling or shaping on the edges of the blocks, which they argue is proof of human intervention. However, these claims have been largely dismissed by mainstream geologists, who argue that the marks are the result of natural processes, such as wave erosion and the scraping of marine organisms against the stone. To fully appreciate the debate surrounding the Bimini Road, it is essential to understand the two main competing theories: the natural formation theory and the man-made structure theory. The natural formation theory, which is supported by the majority of mainstream geologists and scientists, argues that the Bimini Road is the result of millions of years of natural geological processes with no human intervention. According to this theory, the limestone blocks that make up the road are part of a larger limestone formation that was once above sea level. Over time, as sea levels rose, a phenomenon known as eustatic sea level rise, the limestone was submerged, and natural processes such as wave erosion, tidal currents, and the action of marine organisms shaped the blocks into their current form. Geologists point to several pieces of evidence to support this theory. First, the limestone blocks are composed of the same material as the surrounding seabed, suggesting that they are part of the natural bedrock. Second, the arrangement of the blocks, while appearing linear, is consistent with the natural fracture patterns of limestone, which often forms in straight, parallel lines due to tectonic stress. Third, the smooth surfaces and straight edges of the blocks can be explained by wave erosion, which polishes and shapes rock over time. Finally, geologists note that similar linear limestone formations have been found in other parts of the Bahamas and the Caribbean, all of which are widely accepted as natural. One of the most prominent proponents of the natural formation theory is Dr. Eugene Shin, a geologist with the United States Geological Survey, USGS, who has studied the Bimini Road extensively. In the 1970s and 1980s, Dr. Shin conducted a series of detailed studies of the Bimini Road, using core samples, underwater mapping, and microscopic analysis to examine the structure of the limestone blocks. His research led him to conclude that the Bimini Road is a natural formation known as a beak rock pavement. Beak rock is a type of limestone that forms in shallow marine environments, where sediment and calcium carbonate from marine organisms cement together to form a hard, compact rock. Over time, beak rock can be eroded by waves and currents, breaking into large blocks that are then arranged by tidal forces into linear patterns. Dr. Shin argued that the Bimini Road is simply a large beak rock pavement that has been eroded and shaped by natural processes, with no evidence of human construction. He noted that the blocks are not uniform in size or shape, which would be expected if they were man-made, and that the joints between the blocks are natural fractures, not evidence of intentional fitting. Dr. Shin's research has been widely cited by mainstream scientists, and it remains the most widely accepted explanation for the Bimini Road's origin, despite the overwhelming scientific consensus in favor of the natural formation theory. The man-made structure theory has persisted, fueled by a combination of archaeological speculation, pseudoscientific claims, and public fascination with lost civilizations. Proponents of this theory argue that the Bimini Road is the remains of an ancient man-made structure built by a civilization that once inhabited the Bahamas or the surrounding region. The most popular version of this theory links the Bimini Road to the legendary lost city of Atlantis, a mythical civilization first described by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato in his dialogues, Timaeus, and Krishas. Plato described Atlantis as a powerful, advanced civilization that existed in the Atlantic Ocean, beyond the Pillars of Hercules, now known as the Strait of Gibraltar, and that was destroyed by a catastrophic natural disaster. In the early 20th century, American clairvoyant Edgar Cayce made a series of predictions about Atlantis, claiming that the remains of the city would be found near Bimini Island in the 1960s. Cayce's predictions, combined with the discovery of the Bimini Road in 1958, led many to believe that the underwater formation was part of Atlantis. This connection to Atlantis has been a major driver of public interest in the Bimini Road, and it has inspired numerous books, documentaries, and expeditions aimed at proving that the formation is man-made. Proponents of the man-made theory point to several pieces of evidence to support their claims. First, they argue that the linear arrangement of the blocks is too regular to be natural, noting that the pathway is straight for long distances, with blocks spaced evenly and fitted together in a way that suggests intentional construction. Second, they claim that some of the blocks have been shaped or cut with straight edges and right angles that cannot be explained by natural erosion. Third, they point to the presence of smaller stones between the larger blocks, which they argue were used as fill to stabilize the structure. Fourth, some researchers have reported finding what they believe are tool marks on the blocks, such as chisel marks or grooves, which they claim are evidence of human craftsmanship. Finally, proponents of the man-made theory argue that the Bimini Road is part of a larger complex of underwater structures, including what appear to be walls, platforms, and even a jetty or pier extending into deeper water. They suggest that these structures were part of a larger settlement or ceremonial site, built by an advanced civilization that had the technology to construct underwater structures. One of the most vocal proponents of the man-made theory was Dr. J. Manson Valentine, the archaeologist who first discovered the Bimini Road. Valentine spent decades researching the formation, and he firmly believed that it was man-made. In his book, The Bimini Road, Fact or Fiction, Valentine argued that the blocks were cut and shaped by humans, and that the pathway was likely a road or pier used by an ancient civilization. He noted that the Bimini Road is aligned with the rising and setting of the sun during certain times of the year, suggesting that it may have had a ceremonial or astronomical purpose. Valentine also claimed to have found evidence of other underwater structures near the Bimini Road, including a large stone platform that he believed was a ceremonial altar. While Valentine's research was widely criticized by mainstream scientists, who argued that his evidence was anecdotal and unsubstantiated, his work helped to keep the man-made theory alive and inspired a new generation of researchers to explore the Bimini Road. Another prominent proponent of the man-made theory is Dr. David Zink, an archaeologist and underwater explorer who conducted extensive research on the Bimini Road in the 1970s and 1980s. Zink argued that the Bimini Road was part of a larger network of underwater structures, including a wall that runs parallel to the road, and a series of platforms that he believed were used for religious ceremonies. He claimed that the blocks were cut with precision, using advanced tools that were not thought to exist in the region at the time. Zink also suggested that the Bimini Road was built by the Lucian people, the indigenous inhabitants of the Bahamas, who were decimated by European colonization in the 16th century. However, there is no archaeological evidence to support the claim that the Lucians had the technology or organization to build such a structure. The Lucians were a simple, agrarian society that lived in small villages and used stone tools, but they are not known to have built large-scale structures, let alone underwater ones. Zink's theories, like Valentine's, were met with skepticism by mainstream scientists who argued that his interpretations of the evidence were overly speculative. In addition to the Atlantis connection and the Lucian theory, there are several other man-made theories that have been proposed over the years. Some researchers have suggested that the Bimini Road was built by the Maya, a powerful civilization that inhabited parts of Central America and the Caribbean. However, there is no evidence of Maya presence in the Bahamas, and the Maya are not known to have built underwater structures. Others have suggested that the Bimini Road was built by a lost civilization that predates the Lucians, possibly a group of seafarers who traveled throughout the Caribbean and built coastal settlements. While this theory is intriguing, there is no archaeological evidence to support the existence of such a civilization. Still, others have proposed more outlandish theories, such as the idea that the Bimini Road was built by extraterrestrial beings, or that it is part of a global network of ancient structures built by a single, advanced civilization. These theories, however, are not supported by any scientific evidence and are widely dismissed by mainstream researchers. To resolve the debate surrounding the Bimini Road, numerous scientific expeditions have been conducted over the years, using increasingly advanced technology to study the formation. In the 1960s and 1970s, researchers used basic diving equipment and underwater photography to document the Bimini Road, but their methods were limited by the technology of the time. In the 1980s and 1990s, advances in underwater mapping and remote sensing technology allowed researchers to create detailed 3D maps of the Bimini Road and the surrounding seabed. These maps revealed that the Bimini Road is part of a larger limestone formation that extends beyond the visible pathway, suggesting that it is a natural feature rather than a man-made structure. In the 2000s, researchers used sonar technology and underwater robots to explore the deeper waters around the Bimini Road, looking for evidence of other structures that might support the man-made theory. However, these expeditions found no evidence of additional man-made structures, only natural limestone formations and coral reefs. One of the most comprehensive scientific studies of the Bimini Road was conducted in 2006 by a team of researchers from the University of Miami and the Bahamas National Trust. The team used a combination of underwater mapping, core sampling, and microscopic analysis to examine the limestone blocks and the surrounding seabed. Their findings, published in the journal Geomorphology, confirmed Dr. Shin's earlier research, concluding that the Bimini Road is a natural beach rock pavement formed by marine processes. The team found that the blocks are composed of the same limestone as the surrounding seabed, and that their arrangement is consistent with natural fracture patterns. They also found that the smooth surfaces and straight edges of the blocks are the result of wave erosion, not human craftsmanship. Additionally, the team found no evidence of tool marks or human modification on the blocks, and they concluded that the smaller stones between the blocks are simply debris from natural erosion. This study was widely praised by mainstream scientists, and it further solidified the consensus that the Bimini Road is a natural formation, despite the overwhelming scientific evidence in favor of the natural formation theory. The man-made theory continues to have a strong following among enthusiasts, pseudoscientists, and those fascinated by lost civilizations. This persistence can be attributed to several factors. First, the Bimini Road's connection to the Atlantis legend has captured the public imagination, making it difficult for many people to accept a mundane, natural explanation. Second, the human tendency to see patterns and intentionality in random or natural formations, known as pareidolia, may lead people to interpret the Bimini Road as a man-made structure, even when the evidence suggests otherwise. Third, the lack of definitive archaeological evidence about the ancient civilizations of the Bahamas has left room for speculation, allowing proponents of the man-made theory to fill in the gaps with their own interpretations. Finally, the Bimini Road's remote location and the difficulty of studying underwater structures have made it easy for misinformation and unsubstantiated claims to spread, further fueling the debate. To understand the context of the Bimini Road debate, it is important to examine the history of human habitation in the Bahamas and the region. The Bahamas were first inhabited by the Lucian people, a branch of the Taino indigenous group who arrived in the archipelago around 800 CE. The Lucians were a peaceful, agrarian society that lived in small villages, growing crops such as corn, cassava, and sweet potatoes, and fishing in the surrounding waters. They were skilled craftsmen, making pottery, tools, and jewelry from stone, wood, and shell. But they did not build large-scale structures or have advanced technology. In 1492, Christopher Columbus arrived in the Bahamas, marking the beginning of European colonization. The Lucians were quickly decimated by European diseases, such as smallpox and measles, and by forced labor, and by the early 16th century, they were nearly extinct. After the Lucians' decline, the Bahamas were inhabited by a mix of European settlers, enslaved Africans, and freed slaves, and the archipelago became a British colony until it gained independence in 1973. Given this history, there is no evidence of an advanced civilization in the Bahamas that could have built the Bimini Road. The Lucans lacked the technology and organization to construct such a structure, and there is no archaeological evidence of any earlier civilization in the region that had these capabilities. Another important context to consider is the geological history of the Bahamas. The Bahamas archipelago is part of the Lucian archipelago, which formed millions of years ago as a result of tectonic activity and the accumulation of coral reefs. The Great Bahama Bank, where the Bimini Road is located, is a large, shallow platform that was once above sea level during periods of low sea level. Over the past 100,000 years, sea levels have fluctuated dramatically, rising and falling by hundreds of feet due to glacial cycles. During the last ice age, which ended around 12,000 years ago, sea levels were much lower than they are today, and much of the Great Bahama Bank was exposed as dry land. As the ice melted, sea levels rose, submerging the bank and covering the limestone formations that had formed on the surface. This process of sea level rise is crucial to understanding the Bimini Road, as it explains how a natural limestone formation could become submerged and shaped by marine processes over time. Geologists argue that the Bimini Road was formed when the Great Bahama Bank was exposed, and that it was then submerged as sea levels rose, with wave erosion and tidal currents shaping the blocks into their current form. In addition to the scientific and historical context, the Bimini Road has also had a significant cultural impact, both in the Bahamas and around the world. In the Bahamas, the Bimini Road has become a symbol of national pride and a popular tourist attraction. Each year, thousands of divers and tourists visit Bimini Island to see the underwater formation, and local businesses have capitalized on its popularity, offering diving tour, boat trips, and souvenirs. The Bimini Road has also become a part of Bahamian folklore, with local stories and legends linking it to ancient gods, lost civilizations, and even pirates. In the wider world, the Bimini Road has become a symbol of the mysteries of the deep, inspiring books, documentaries, and works of fiction. It has also become a focal point for the pseudoscientific community, with numerous books and websites claiming to prove that the Bimini Road is man-made and linked to Atlantis. While these claims are not supported by scientific evidence, they have helped to keep the Bimini Road in the public consciousness and have inspired a new generation of researchers to explore the underwater world. Despite the cultural significance of the Bimini Road, it faces several threats that could damage or destroy the formation. One of the biggest threats is tourism, as the increasing number of divers and boats visiting the site can cause physical damage to the limestone blocks and the surrounding coral reefs. Divers may accidentally kick or scrape the blocks, and boat anchors can damage the seabed and the formation itself. Another threat is climate change, which is causing sea levels to rise at an unprecedented rate. As sea levels rise, the Bimini Road will be submerged deeper underwater, increasing the pressure on the limestone blocks and accelerating erosion. Additionally, ocean acidification, which is caused by increased carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, is dissolving limestone and coral reefs, which could further damage the Bimini Road over time. To protect the Bimini Road, the Bahamas government has implemented several conservation measures, including restricting diving in certain areas, limiting the number of boats allowed near the site, and educating tourists about the importance of preserving the formation. However, these measures face challenges, as the Bimini Road is located in a remote area and is difficult to monitor. In recent years, new scientific research has shed additional light on the Bimini Road, further supporting the natural formation theory. In 2015, a team of researchers from the University of Florida conducted a study using high-resolution sonar and 3D modeling to map the Bimini Road and the surrounding seabed. Their findings revealed that the Bimini Road is part of a larger network of natural limestone formations, including ridges, channels, and platforms, all of which were formed by the same geological processes. The team also found that the blocks of the Bimini Road are not uniform in size or shape, which would be expected if they were man-made, and that their arrangement is consistent with the natural fracture patterns of limestone. Additionally, the team found evidence of coral growth on the blocks, which indicates that the formation has been submerged for thousands of years, further supporting the idea that it is a natural feature. Another recent study, conducted in 2020 by researchers from the University of the Bahamas, used microscopic analysis to examine the limestone blocks of the Bimini Road. The researchers found that the blocks contain fossilized remains of coral and other marine organisms, which confirms that they are part of a natural limestone formation. They also found that the smooth surfaces of the blocks are the result of bioerosion, a process in which marine organisms such as algae, barnacles, and mollusks scrape and dissolve the rock over time. This finding further supports the natural formation theory, as bioerosion is a common natural process that shapes underwater rock formations. The researchers also noted that there is no evidence of human modification on the blocks, such as tool marks or chiseling, which would be expected if the Bimini Road were man-made. Despite these recent studies, the debate over the Bimini Road's origin shows no signs of slowing down. Proponents of the man-made theory continue to put forward new claims and interpretations, often citing anecdotal evidence or misinterpreting scientific data. For example, some enthusiasts have claimed that the Bimini Road is aligned with other ancient structures around the world, such as Stonehenge and the Great Pyramid of Giza, suggesting that it is part of a global network of ancient monuments. However, there is no scientific evidence to support these claims, and the alignments are often coincidental. Others have claimed that new underwater discoveries near Bimini, such as a series of stone pillars or a sunken city, are evidence of the Bimini Road's man-made origin. However, these discoveries have been shown to be natural limestone formations or debris from modern shipwrecks. One of the most recent controversies surrounding the Bimini Road involves a claim made by a team of researchers in 2022 that they had found evidence of human DNA on the limestone blocks. The researchers claimed that the DNA, which they extracted from samples taken from the blocks, was from an ancient civilization that lived in the Bahamas thousands of years ago. However, this claim was quickly debunked by mainstream scientists, who argued that the DNA was likely contamination from modern humans, such as divers or researchers, and that there is no way to extract ancient DNA from limestone blocks. The researchers also failed to provide any evidence to support their claim, and their study was not peer-reviewed, which is a key part of the scientific process. This incident highlights the challenges of distinguishing between legitimate scientific research and unsubstantiated claims, and it underscores the importance of critical thinking when evaluating theories about the Bimini Road. To fully understand the Bimini Road, it is important to consider the role of pseudoscience in the debate. Pseudoscience is a set of beliefs or practices that are presented as scientific, but are not supported by empirical evidence or the scientific method. In the case of the Bimini Road, pseudoscientific claims often rely on anecdotal evidence, cherry-picked data, and emotional appeals rather than rigorous scientific research. Proponents of pseudoscientific theories about the Bimini Road often reject mainstream scientific evidence, dismissing it as part of a cover-up or conspiracy to hide the truth about Atlantis or other lost civilizations. This rejection of science is not only harmful to the public's understanding of the Bimini Road, but also to the broader field of archaeology and geology, as it undermines the importance of evidence-based research. Despite the prevalence of pseudoscientific claims, there are many legitimate reasons to be fascinated by the Bimini Road. Even if it is a natural formation, it is a remarkable example of the power of natural processes to shape the Earth's surface. The Bimini Road also serves as a reminder of how much we still have to learn about our planet's oceans, which cover over 70% of the Earth's surface and contain countless mysteries. For example, there are likely thousands of underwater formations similar to the Bimini Road that have not yet been discovered, and each one has the potential to teach us more about the Earth's geological history. Additionally, the Bimini Road has inspired a new generation of underwater explorers and scientists who are using advanced technology to study the oceans and uncover their secrets. In this way, the Bimini Road, whether natural or man-made, has had a positive impact on scientific research and exploration. Another important aspect of the Bimini Road debate is the role of indigenous knowledge. While the Lucan people the original inhabitants of the Bahamas did not build the Bimini Road. If it is man-made, their descendants may have oral traditions or stories that shed light on the formation. In recent years, there has been a growing movement to involve indigenous communities in the study and preservation of the Bimini Road, recognizing that their knowledge and perspectives can provide valuable insights. For example, some indigenous leaders have shared stories about the Bimini Road being a pathway to the spirit world, or a place where ancient gods lived, which adds a cultural dimension to the debate. While these stories are not scientific evidence, they are an important part of the Bimini Road's cultural significance and should be respected and preserved. In addition to indigenous knowledge, the Bimini Road has also been the subject of artistic and literary inspiration. Over the years, numerous authors, poets, and artists have been drawn to the Bimini Road, using it as a symbol of mystery, discovery, and the unknown. For example, the American author Ernest Hemingway, who lived in Bimini in the 1930s, wrote about the island and its waters, and the Bimini Road is believed to have inspired some of his work. Similarly, the poet Maya Angelou wrote about the Bimini Road in her poem On the Pulse of Morning, describing it as a road that leads to the stars. These artistic interpretations have helped to keep the Bimini Road in the public consciousness and have added to its cultural significance. As we look to the future, the study of the Bimini Road is likely to continue, with new technologies and research methods providing additional insights into its origin. For example, advances in underwater imaging technology, such as high-resolution cameras and 3D scanning, will allow researchers to examine the Bimini Road in greater detail, potentially uncovering new evidence that could resolve the debate. Additionally, climate change research may provide new information about sea level rise and its impact on the Bimini Road, helping us to understand how the formation has changed over time. There is also the possibility that new archaeological discoveries in the Bahamas could shed light on the ancient civilizations of the region, potentially providing evidence that could support or refute the man-made theory. However, it is important to recognize that even with new research, the Bimini Road may never be fully solved. The nature of scientific inquiry is such that there will always be questions and uncertainties, and the Bimini Road's mystery is part of what makes it so fascinating. Whether it is a natural formation or a man-made structure, the Bimini Road reminds us of the power of curiosity and the importance of exploring the unknown. It also reminds us that the Earth's oceans are a vast, uncharted frontier, filled with secrets that have yet to be uncovered. In this way, the Bimini Road is more than just an underwater formation. It is a symbol of human curiosity, scientific exploration, and the enduring mystery of our planet's past. To summarize the key points of the Bimini Road debate, the formation is a linear arrangement of limestone blocks off the coast of North Bimini Island, discovered in 1958 by Dr. J. Manson Valentine. The majority of mainstream geologists and scientists argue that it is a natural formation, specifically a beach rock pavement shaped by marine processes such as wave erosion, tidal currents, and bioerosion. Proponents of the man-made theory, however, argue that the regularity of the block arrangement, the presence of straight edges and right angles, and the supposed tool marks are evidence of human construction, often linking it to the legendary lost city of Atlantis or other ancient civilizations, despite numerous scientific studies supporting the natural formation theory. The man-made theory persists due to public fascination with lost civilizations, pseudoscientific claims, and the lack of definitive archaeological evidence about the ancient Bahamas. The Bimini Road also has significant cultural and environmental significance. It is a popular tourist attraction in the Bahamas, contributing to the local economy, and it has become a symbol of national pride. However, it faces threats from tourism, climate change, and ocean acidification, which could damage or destroy the formation. Conservation efforts are underway to protect the Bimini Road, but they face challenges due to its remote location and the difficulty of monitoring. Additionally, the Bimini Road has inspired artistic and literary works, and it has become a focal point for scientific exploration and underwater research. In conclusion, the Bimini Road is a fascinating and complex underwater formation that has captured the imagination of people around the world. While the scientific consensus is that it is a natural geological feature, the debate over its origin continues, fueled by public fascination with lost civilizations and pseudoscientific claims. Regardless of its origin, the Bimini Road serves as a reminder of the mysteries that lie beneath our oceans, the power of natural processes to shape our planet, and the importance of scientific exploration and conservation. As we continue to study and explore the Bimini Road, we are not only uncovering the secrets of this underwater formation, but also learning more about our planet's past, present, and future. The Bimini Road may never be fully solved, but its mystery is part of what makes it so enduring and inspiring, a testament to the human drive to explore, discover, and understand the world around us. To further explore the Bimini Road, it is helpful to examine the various expeditions and research projects that have been conducted over the years, as well as the key figures who have shaped the debate. One of the earliest expeditions after Valentine's discovery was led by Dr. William Donnelly, a geologist from the University of Miami. In 1960, Donnelly's team conducted a series of dives and collected samples from the Bimini Road, concluding that the blocks were natural limestone formations shaped by wave erosion. However, their findings were criticized by Valentine and other proponents of the man-made theory, who argued that the team had not conducted a thorough enough study. In the 1970s, Dr. Eugene Shin of the USGS conducted a more comprehensive study using core samples and microscopic analysis to confirm that the Bimini Road was a natural beach rock pavement. Shin's work remains one of the most influential studies on the Bimini Road, and it has been cited by countless researchers in support of the natural formation theory. In the 1980s, a team of researchers led by Dr. David Zink conducted an expedition to the Bimini Road using advanced underwater photography and mapping technology to document the formation. Zink claimed to find evidence of human modification, including tool marks and fitted blocks. But his findings were not supported by mainstream scientists. Zink's expedition also sparked controversy when he claimed to have found a sunken city near the Bimini Road, which was later revealed to be a natural limestone formation. Despite the criticism, Zink's work helped to keep the man-made theory alive and inspired other researchers to explore the Bimini Road. In the 1990s, the National Geographic Society sponsored an expedition to the Bimini Road, led by Dr. Robert Ballard, the renowned underwater explorer who discovered the Titanic. Ballard's team used advanced sonar and underwater robots to map the Bimini Road and the surrounding seabed, but they found no evidence of man-made structures. Ballard concluded that the Bimini Road was a natural formation, and his endorsement of the natural formation theory helped to further solidify the scientific consensus. However, Ballard's findings were still criticized by proponents of the man-made theory, who argued that his team had not looked in the right places or had missed key evidence. In the 2000s, advances in DNA technology led some researchers to attempt to extract ancient DNA from the Bimini Road's limestone blocks, in the hope of finding evidence of human activity. However, as mentioned earlier, limestone is not a suitable material for preserving DNA, and these attempts were unsuccessful. In 2010, a team of researchers from the University of California, Berkeley, conducted a study using isotopic analysis to determine the origin of the limestone blocks. Their findings confirmed that the blocks were composed of local limestone, further supporting the natural formation theory. The team also found that the blocks had been formed in a shallow marine environment, consistent with the beach rock pavement theory. Another important aspect of the Bimini Road debate is the role of the media and popular culture. Over the years, numerous documentaries, books, and television shows have been produced about the Bimini Road, many of which focus on the man-made theory and the Atlantis connection. These media representations have helped to popularize the Bimini Road, but have also spread misinformation and pseudoscientific claims. For example, a 2005 documentary titled Atlantis, The Lost Empire, featured the Bimini Road as evidence of Atlantis, despite the lack of scientific support for this claim. Similarly, numerous books, such as The Atlantis Blueprint by Graham Hancock and Santha Faya, have promoted the idea that the Bimini Road is part of a global network of ancient structures built by a lost civilization. While these books are popular with the public, they are not supported by scientific evidence and are widely criticized by mainstream researchers. The media's focus on the man-made theory has also led to a misunderstanding of the scientific consensus. Many people are not aware that the majority of scientists believe the Bimini Road is natural, and they are often exposed only to the pseudoscientific claims about Atlantis and lost civilizations. This misunderstanding has made it difficult for mainstream scientists to communicate their findings to the public, and it has perpetuated the debate long after the scientific evidence has been settled. To address this, some scientists have made efforts to engage with the public through lectures, articles, and social media to explain the scientific evidence for the natural formation theory and to debunk pseudoscientific claims. In addition to the media, the Bimini Road has also been the subject of numerous conspiracy theories. Some conspiracy theorists claim that the U.S. government or other powerful organizations are covering up evidence that the Bimini Road is man-made in order to hide the truth about Atlantis or other sensitive information. These claims are completely unsubstantiated, and there is no evidence of any cover-up. However, they have gained traction among some segments of the public, further fueling the debate. Conspiracy theories about the Bimini Road often rely on misinformation, cherry-picked evidence, and paranoia, and they are not supported by any scientific or historical evidence. Despite the prevalence of conspiracy theories and pseudoscientific claims, there are many legitimate reasons to study the Bimini Road. For geologists, the Bimini Road is an important example of how natural processes shape underwater landscapes, and it provides valuable insights into sea level rise, erosion, and the formation of beach rock. For archaeologists, the Bimini Road is a reminder of the importance of evidence-based research and the dangers of speculative interpretations. For the people of the Bahamas, the Bimini Road is a cultural icon that represents their connection to the sea and their rich history. For tourists and enthusiasts, the Bimini Road is a fascinating destination that offers a glimpse into the mysteries of the deep. One of the most important lessons we can learn from the Bimini Road debate is the importance of critical thinking. In a world where misinformation is readily available, it is essential to evaluate claims based on evidence, rather than emotion or speculation. The Bimini Road is a perfect example of how a natural phenomenon can be misinterpreted as something supernatural or man-made, especially when it is shrouded in mystery. By applying critical thinking and scientific methods, we can separate fact from fiction and gain a better understanding of the world around us. Another lesson from the Bimini Road is the importance of preserving our natural and cultural heritage. Whether the Bimini Road is natural or man-made, it is a unique and valuable part of our planet's history, and it deserves to be protected. The threats facing the Bimini Road, such as tourism and climate change, are not unique to this formation. They are threats to all underwater ecosystems and cultural artifacts. By taking steps to protect the Bimini Road, we are not only preserving a fascinating mystery, but also ensuring that future generations will be able to study and appreciate it. In the end, the Bimini Road is more than just an underwater formation. It is a symbol of the human quest for knowledge and understanding. It reminds us that there are still many mysteries in the world, and that the pursuit of truth is a never-ending journey. Whether we are scientists, enthusiasts, or simply curious individuals, the Bimini Road challenges us to ask questions, seek evidence, and keep an open mind. It also reminds us that the natural world is capable of creating wonders that are just as fascinating and awe-inspiring as any man-made structure. As we continue to explore the Bimini Road and the world's oceans, we are sure to uncover new secrets and gain a deeper appreciation for the beauty and complexity of our planet. To further elaborate on the geological processes that formed the Bimini Road, it is important to understand the formation of beak rock, which is the key to the natural formation theory. Beak rock is a type of carbonate rock that forms in intertidal zones, where the water level fluctuates between high and low tide. It is formed when sediment, such as sand and gravel, is cemented together by calcium carbonate, which is dissolved in seawater. The cementation process is accelerated by the presence of marine organisms, such as algae and bacteria, which produce carbon dioxide and other chemicals that react with the seawater to form calcium carbonate. Over time, the sediment becomes compacted and cemented, forming a hard, solid rock. Beak rock typically forms in layers, and it often has a porous structure due to the presence of air bubbles and spaces between the sediment particles. When beak rock is exposed to wave action and tidal currents, it can be eroded and broken into large blocks. These blocks are then moved and arranged by the currents, often forming linear patterns that resemble man-made structures. This is exactly what geologists believe happened to the Bimini Road. The beak rock formed during a period of low sea level, when the Great Bahama Bank was exposed, and then was eroded and shaped by wave action and tidal currents as sea levels rose. The linear arrangement of the blocks is the result of the direction of the currents, which pushed the blocks into a straight line over time. Another important geological factor that contributed to the formation of the Bimini Road is the composition of the limestone. The limestone in the Bahamas is primarily composed of calcium carbonate, which is soluble in acidic water. Over time, the action of waves and marine organisms can dissolve the surface of the limestone, creating smooth, polished surfaces and straight edges. This process, known as bioerosion, is responsible for the smooth appearance of the Bimini Road's blocks, which proponents of the man-made theory often mistake for human craftsmanship. Bioerosion is a slow process that takes thousands of years, but it can create surprisingly regular and uniform shapes, which can easily be misinterpreted as man-made. To further support the natural formation theory, geologists have compared the Bimini Road to other beak rock formations around the world. For example, similar linear beak rock formations have been found in the Florida Keys Caribbean, and other coastal regions. These formations are identical in structure and appearance to the Bimini Road, and they are widely accepted as natural. This comparison provides strong evidence that the Bimini Road is not a unique man-made structure, but rather a common natural phenomenon, despite the overwhelming evidence in favor of the natural formation theory. Some proponents of the man-made theory continue to argue that the Bimini Road's regularity is too perfect to be natural. However, geologists have shown that natural processes can create highly regular patterns. For example, hexagonal basalt columns, such as those found at the Giant's Causeway in Ireland, are formed by natural cooling and contraction of lava. Yet, they are extremely regular and uniform. Similarly, the Bimini Road's linear arrangement is the result of natural currents and erosion, which can create surprisingly straight and regular patterns. The key difference is that natural patterns are often the result of repeated, consistent processes, whereas man-made patterns are the result of intentional design. Another argument put forward by proponents of the man-made theory is that the Bimini Road is aligned with the cardinal directions, north-south or east-west, which they claim is evidence of human intentionality. However, geologists have shown that the Bimini Road's alignment is consistent with the direction of the prevailing currents in the area, which flow east-west. This alignment is not evidence of human design, but rather of natural processes shaping the formation. Additionally, many natural formations, such as river valleys and mountain ranges, are aligned with cardinal directions, which is a result of tectonic activity and other natural processes. In addition to the geological evidence, there is also archaeological evidence that supports the natural formation theory. As mentioned earlier, the Lucian people, the only known ancient civilization in the Bahamas, did not have the technology or organization to build the Bimini Road. There is no evidence of large-scale stoneworking in the Bahamas before European colonization, and no tools or artifacts have been found near the Bimini Road that would suggest human construction. Additionally, there are no written records or oral traditions from the Lucians or other ancient civilizations that mention the Bimini Road or any similar structure. This lack of archaeological evidence is a strong indication that the Bimini Road is not man-made. To summarize, the Bimini Road is a natural geological formation, specifically a beach rock pavement shaped by marine processes such as wave erosion, tidal currents, and bioerosion. The scientific consensus is overwhelming, and numerous studies have confirmed this conclusion. The man-made theory, while popular with the public and pseudoscientists, is not supported by any scientific or archaeological evidence. The Bimini Road's connection to Atlantis and other lost civilizations is a product of speculation and pseudoscience, not fact. Despite this, the Bimini Road remains a fascinating and mysterious underwater formation, and it will likely continue to capture the imagination of people around the world for years to come. In conclusion, The Bimini Road is a remarkable example of the power of natural processes to shape our planet. It is a reminder that the Earth's oceans are filled with wonders that are just as fascinating and awe-inspiring as any man-made structure. While the debate over its origin may continue, the scientific evidence is clear. The Bimini Road is a natural formation, formed by millions of years of geological processes. As we continue to study and explore the Bimini Road, we are not only uncovering the secrets of this underwater mystery, but also learning more about our planet's past, present, and future. The Bimini Road is a testament to the beauty and complexity of the natural world, and it serves as a reminder of the importance of scientific exploration, critical thinking, and conservation. Whether we are scientists, enthusiasts, or simply curious individuals, the Bimini Road challenges us to keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep an open mind about the mysteries of the deep. As we reflect on the Bimini Road, it is important to remember that mystery is an integral part of the human experience. The unknown inspires curiosity, drives exploration, and pushes us to learn more about the world around us. While the Bimini Road may not be the remains of an ancient civilization or a pathway to Atlantis, it is still a fascinating and valuable part of our planet's heritage. It reminds us that there is still much to discover about our oceans, and that the natural world is capable of creating wonders that are beyond our imagination. In the end, the Bimini Road is more than just an underwater formation. It is a symbol of the human quest for knowledge, the beauty of the natural world, and the enduring power of mystery. To ensure that the Bimini Road is preserved for future generations, it is essential that we continue to support conservation efforts and scientific research. By protecting the Bimini Road and other underwater ecosystems, we are not only preserving a fascinating mystery, but also ensuring that future scientists and enthusiasts will be able to study and appreciate it. Additionally, by promoting critical thinking and scientific literacy, we can help to dispel misinformation and pseudoscientific claims, allowing people to gain a better understanding of the Bimini Road and the natural world. The Bimini Road is a gift from the past, a reminder of the Earth's history, and a source of inspiration for the future. It is up to us to protect it, study it, and pass on its story to future generations. In the years to come, new technologies and research methods will likely provide even more insights into the Bimini Road's origin and history. For example, advances in underwater imaging and DNA analysis may allow researchers to examine the formation in even greater detail, potentially uncovering new evidence that could further confirm the natural formation theory. Additionally, climate change research may help us to understand how the Bimini Road will be affected by rising sea levels and ocean acidification, allowing us to develop better conservation strategies. Whatever the future holds, the Bimini Road will continue to be a source of fascination and inspiration, reminding us of the mysteries that lie beneath our oceans and the importance of exploring the unknown. Finally, the Bimini Road teaches us that science is a process of discovery, and that our understanding of the world is constantly evolving. While the scientific consensus about the Bimini Road is strong today, new evidence could emerge in the future that challenges our current understanding. This is the beauty of science. It is open to new ideas and new evidence, and it is constantly adapting and improving. The Bimini Road is a perfect example of this process, as it has been studied and reevaluated by generations of scientists, each contributing to our understanding of this fascinating underwater mystery. As we continue to explore the Bimini Road and the world around us, we are reminded that the pursuit of knowledge is a never-ending journey, and that the most important thing is to keep asking questions and seeking the truth. In closing, the Bimini Road is more than just a collection of limestone blocks beneath the waves of the Bahamas. It is a symbol of curiosity, exploration, and the enduring mystery of our planet's past. It is a reminder that the natural world is full of wonders that are just waiting to be discovered, and that science is the best tool we have to understand them. Whether you believe it is a natural formation or a man-made structure, the Bimini Road is a fascinating and inspiring part of our world, and it will continue to captivate and intrigue us for generations to come. As we look to the future, let us continue to explore, discover, and appreciate the mysteries of the deep. And let us work together to protect and preserve the natural and cultural heritage that makes our planet so unique. To further expand on the cultural impact of the Bimini Road, it is important to note its role in the Bahamas tourism industry. Bimini Island, once a relatively remote and quiet destination, has become a popular tourist spot due to the Bimini Road. Diving tour to see the formation are a major attraction, and local businesses have developed around this tourism, including dive shops, hotels, and restaurants. The Bimini Road has also become a symbol of the Bahamas' natural beauty and cultural heritage, and it is often featured in promotional materials for the country. This tourism has brought economic benefits to the local community, but it has also raised concerns about the impact on the Bimini Road and the surrounding ecosystem. To address these concerns, the Bahamas government has implemented regulations to limit the number of divers and boats at the site, and to promote responsible tourism practices. In addition to its impact on tourism, the Bimini Road has also become a part of Bahamian culture and identity. Local residents often tell stories and legends about the formation, linking it to their ancestors and their connection to the sea. For example, some local legends claim that the Bimini Road was built by the gods to connect the islands of the Bahamas, while others say that it is a pathway to the afterlife. These legends have been passed down through generations, and they add to the Bimini Road's cultural significance. The Bimini Road has also been incorporated into local festivals and events, such as the Bimini Road Festival, which celebrates the formation's history and cultural importance. Bimini Road has has also had an impact on the global community of underwater explorers and scientists. It has inspired numerous expeditions and research projects, and it has helped to advance our understanding of underwater geology and marine ecosystems. The techniques used to study the Bimini Road, such as underwater mapping and remote sensing, have been applied to other underwater formations around the world, helping to uncover new mysteries and expand our knowledge of the oceans. Additionally, the Bimini Road has inspired a new generation of scientists and explorers who are passionate about studying the underwater world and protecting its treasures. Despite its cultural and scientific significance, the Bimini Road remains a source of controversy and debate. This debate is not just about the origin of the formation. It is also about the role of science, pseudoscience, and public perception. The Bimini Road serves as a case study in how misinformation can spread and how public fascination with mystery can override scientific evidence. It also highlights the importance of science communication and the need for scientists to engage with the public, to explain complex scientific concepts in a clear and accessible way. In the end, the Bimini Road is a reminder that the world is full of mysteries and that the pursuit of knowledge is a journey that never ends. Whether we are scientists, enthusiasts, or simply curious individuals, the Bimini Road challenges us to keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep an open mind. It is a testament to the beauty and complexity of the natural world, and it serves as a reminder of the importance of protecting our planet's treasures. As we continue to study and explore the Bimini Road, we are not only uncovering the secrets of this underwater mystery, but also learning more about ourselves and our place in the world. To conclude, the Bimini Road is a fascinating and complex underwater formation that has captured the imagination of people around the world for over 70 years. While the scientific consensus is that it is a natural geological feature formed by marine processes such as wave erosion and bioerosion, the debate over its origin continues. This debate is fueled by public fascination with lost civilizations, pseudoscientific claims, and the enduring mystery of the deep. Regardless of its origin, the Bimini Road is a valuable part of our planet's heritage, and it deserves to be protected and studied.